Oh, when you see that taco with the lettuce and cheese on it and the sauce flying everywhere, it is time for another edition of Taco Tuesday. So sit back, relax, get out your jumping jacks, and put on your unicorn pajama bottoms because it is now time for Taco Tuesday. Hi-ya! Ooh, I just hurt my hand. Hey everybody, Hebro77 here, and this is your host with the most that loves to eat Tostitos. Hebro77 here with good old Taco Tuesday, and tonight we have Keith's dad standing by. However, Keith's dad,
Yep.
I got something to report. Saji couldn't be here tonight because he has internet issues. Did you know this?
I did. I mean, I think we just talked about this.
I know, but the audience doesn't know
Oh,
that.
oh no! This is the first I'm hearing about it. What's going on? Oh, the humanity.
Oh man, no. I'll tell you what, though, he will be kind of with us in spirit. You know, he's going to be making a special appearance here in a little while, but in the meantime, Keith's dad, you got to see down here. We got Philo Fire is in there just chatting away, and man, has she got a lot to say here tonight. Did you notice that?
I did notice. Let's see. I got to type something in. Oh, and I got to click a like. Can't forget to click the like button.
You know, it's a sad shame. I keep forgetting to like my own stuff. Like, seriously, I always forget to do that until after the show. That's the way I am with everyone's show, though.
Not clicking the like button.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm watching regular videos, I sometimes click the like button, but sometimes I really don't. I watch maybe 50 YouTube videos a day, and I probably click the like button maybe once, if that. So I understand.
But do you know how many likes? Like you go through your channel and you see likes. Like I must have thousands of them. I mean, you look on there, it shows you all the likes that you've hit over the years. It really does.
Yeah, it does. My biggest video that I've noticed is actually me bashing some other channel.
Oh man. That's their priorities, man. That's YouTube's priorities. They want you to bash the other channels, you know?
Yeah.
It's the most fun. I mean,
It
why
is.
not? You
It's
know?
also my most commented video. But then again, most of the time I do live streams, so it's a little different. Live streams, I mean, most people don't go back and watch live streams, but they'll
Right.
watch videos, edited videos a lot. And so my edited videos are watched a lot more than my live streams are.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, that's the same way with me. Like, I don't even go back and watch my own live streams. Like, I'll watch a piece of it here and there, like the opening segment, where me and Saji have our banter back and forth. Some of that shit is pretty funny. So I'll watch that and then fast forward through the rough parts. But then, yeah, I don't go back and watch my own live streams, but my videos I do because I like to see what people are saying. Because they'll like somebody will make a comment, for an example, like good old Phil Fire there. Like she'll leave a comment on having to do with some part of the video and forget to like send the timestamp or whatever. And then I'll go back in and I'll be like, oh, I don't remember saying that. Where did I say that at? So then I have to go back and watch the video.
My trick, my secret trick, which I haven't done in quite a while, but is I hire somebody to watch my live streams for me and
Hmm.
clip them for me. And like I live streamed a speed run that had like 3 people. It was 3 of us doing a
Hmm.
speed run in Minecraft, and it took like just still took like 2 hours, which speed runs should only take like 10 minutes, but this took like 2 hours, and I wanted to shorten it, and make it kind of funny. But I didn't want to do all the editing. It was a lot of work. So I pretty much paid a buddy of mine to do it for me, and he did it, and he uploaded it to my channel, and it looks great.
Cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure a lot of people do that. Your stuff, I gotta tell you, man, it looks so professional, so well done. The clip that we're gonna show here a little later on, like we're gonna show our version of sort of like riff tracks.
Yeah,
And
I had a good word for it, and I totally forgot it now. I was
mm,
thinking,
yeah, I just hashtagged it to riff tracks.
yeah, sure.
you know. Um, but you honestly, you're sitting in the movie theater type setting. It looks amazing.
Well, I tried to get a little close to Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I'll be honest, it was actually kind of hard because the program I use, it was very, very weird that my camera, I only have one camera setting, so I had to figure out a way to spoof my camera to have 2 different settings, and so it was actually kind of hard to learn how to do it. But now that I know how to do it, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I could live stream that. Like what I did was I set it up, even though it's a video, um, it's pretty much live streamed because I didn't cut it. I just moved the
Mm.
camera over, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna make me a video like that someday. Someday I will. Right now, I got to change my voice though because it sounds just horrible. Like I listened to our last live stream, I'm like, that's me. That's not me. I sound much deeper and much more manlier than that usually. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Once you hit puberty, things will change, bro. It'll be
Yeah.
okay. It'll be
Uh,
okay.
I'm just waiting for that other one to drop. It's been a good I don't not 40 years because that would mean that I would have hit puberty when I was 2. But like
It's funny because when it comes to voices, is your own voice does sound much, much different. If you're not used to hearing your own voice, it is a hard thing to get used to because
yeah.
it's you, but it sounds so different than what you want it to sound like. And I've had to get used to my own voice. I do karaoke every now and then, and yeah, I've had to get used to my own voice, and it was a little on the difficult side, but now I love to hear myself speak. I do.
Yeah.
I not gonna lie.
Well, I had a little tape recorder when I was a kid and I used to make up stories and do like fake interviews and shit like that. And I worked like sometimes I would look at the mirror and I'd make up this whole scenario where I'd win an award or something. And like I don't know. I was a weird little kid, I guess. But
Well,
you know,
your voices that you do, they're obviously practiced. So I believe that you've practiced a lot of what your voices, and they're hilarious and spot on. I love your Michael Keaton is so your Michael Keaton is so funny. Your Picard is hilarious. Your Picard is hilarious. The only ones that I find that you have trouble on, which I can't blame you for it, is when you do the girl voices.
yeah.
Like Deanna Troy always sounds so like not Deanna Troy. But Riker, Data, Worf, you got them all down. But Deanna Troy, that one's a
Yeah.
little still on the rough side. I'd be surprised if you got her voice.
Yeah, and the thing is you can hear her like when she speaks on the show or when she spoke on the show. The show's been off the air for quite some time now. But it's like you never realized that she was like from the UK.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, now that I've watched them so many times, like over and over again, you could kind of hear her British accent kind of shining through a little bit.
It's Beta Z. It's not British. It's Beta Z.
Well,
It's,
yeah, but no, okay, we'll go with that. Sure, yeah. But I mean that just that accent, like you could hear it almost.
yeah. Yeah, you can.
Now, some actors like Hugh Jackman and Hugh Laurie and well, the Hughes, I guess, especially Hugh Jackman, like he hides his British accent very well.
Well,
Like,
is he? He's Australian, isn't he? Australian? Is he not
oh,
Australian? Hugh
I,
Jackman?
I thought he was from the UK. British, I mean, Brit. Yeah, I guess maybe he is Australian. Yes, you're right. I think you're right, mate.
Yeah, he's from
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
Him and Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman is also Australian.
Oh yeah, Nicole Kidman. She hides hers very well too.
Yeah.
Of course, the only thing I've really seen Nicole Kidman in was Batman Forever.
Although I'm googling it. It says she was born in Honolulu
Honolulu.
to Australian parents. Oh, she was
Hmm.
raised in Sydney. Okay, okay. She was raised in Sydney, but she was born in what were they doing in Honolulu?
Hmm.
I bet you there's a story there.
Probably. I will take that back. I saw Nicole Kidman. There was another movie I saw her. I saw her in another movie.
You sound like New Englander. Sorry.
Saw her. Um, I'll tell you what, man. What movie was that? I was watching. It might have been a movie that Rifftrax put out. Well, they didn't put it out, but you know what I mean. They made me aware of it. Like there's so many bad movies out there.
With Nicole Kidman?
Yeah. She was in one of those sci-fi movies. I forget what the name of it was, but I know I saw her in one of those things.
Hmm.
So now we have preliminal in here too.
Practical Magic?
Do what?
Was it Practical Magic?
Practical magic.
Where she was a witch?
It could have been, sir. It could have been. It could have very well been. Now let me change
Hmm.
my voice. I can't talk like this. I must talk much more manlier. Hold on. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, okay, this is gonna be my voice for the rest of the night. What what do you think?
I think is that Michael Keaton?
Well, yeah, I mean it's almost oh my gosh, I think you're
Almost.
right. It almost sounds like Michael Keaton. No, I'll tell you something about I can't do that all night. That'd be
Hey
horrible.
there, preliminal.
Um,
Preliminal. Oh,
preliminal.
preliminal.
Yeah.
Preliminal. Hey, Rav, I was just talking about you. Rav Darius, when I talk about a person who edited my videos back in the, that's who it was. Rav Darius.
Ah, Rev. Oh, hey, Rav. I haven't seen him in a good long while.
Yeah, he was the one that I shirked you earlier to go talk to. He was the other conversation I was having.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. While you were talking to him, I was making up my own scenario. Um, I, I think I made up a couple TV shows too. I'm not sure. When I'm by myself, man, I make up all these. Well, you heard me before. Some of my off the air things where I did Beavis and Butthead and shit.
Oh yeah, we need to stop doing the pregame show beforehand,
Yeah.
or at least make the pregame show go live, because the pregame show is pretty good. We
Oh, it
we
was
kind of
hilarious.
unload during the pregame show, so we need to figure something out, because that's
Yeah, we pre we We did. No matter how I say it, it's going to come out wrong. It's just going to sound wrong. But we pre-ejaculate. You know what I'm saying? Like we get all of our stuff off, and it's like, oh, now I'm tired and just want to go to bed. No, no, no. No, we do though, man. We shoot off our best stuff.
Yeah, well, we don't believe it or not, we don't really talk to each other, during the week. We only talk to each other like right before the show and sometimes a little bit after the show, but during the week, we do our own thing. And so when we come together, we actually have a lot to say right off the bat. Like right off the bat, where when we come together, it's like, I mean, it's like going to a bar and seeing all your friends and going, "Yeah, hey, he's here. How's it going? What you been up
Yeah,
to?"
that's true. Yeah, very much. I like your what's it called again?
Analogy?
Yeah, analogy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perfect analogy about. Yeah, I mean, we should talk during the week. That seems like something we should do, but we're all so busy with our own stuff that we just. It's just like me, Sadgie, and Armor. We talk about we gotta get together and talk more and hangouts and blah blah blah, but we never do. We would never do. So yeah, it's always good. It's like you said, like seeing old friends you haven't seen in a while, and then you're like, you talk and then you talk and talk and talk, and then of course if you're at a bar, you're drinking, so then you talk more. And it was like you guys catch up, and then once you're all caught up, you're just like, I'll see you later.
I almost didn't make it. I was invited out with a bunch of new friends that I'm making, kind of new friends, and
Listen.
we went to a hibachi place, and I was the only one there that's been to a hibachi place before. And
Ah,
so, like, I've been many, many times. This is just something I'm used to. And so I go there, and everyone's got forks, and I'm like, where are the chopsticks? I need chopsticks. I'm at
yep,
a hibachi place, right? And
right.
they're like, what are you drinking? And you want like a Coke or Mountain Dew? And I'm like, no, bring me some sake. Do you want a small jar or a large cafe? And I was like, oh, just get me a big one. So I've actually had quite a bit of sake. So so if I just pass out, no, I'm not gonna pass out, but I've had quite a bit. So I'm a little revved up. This is me revved up. This is it. This, I mean, I'm not tipsy or anything. I've kind of come down from that by now, but I still feel it. My goodness, I love sake. I missed it so much. I haven't had sake in like 2 years, a year, 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had anything to drink and well, drink. Like I haven't drank in like since New Year's Eve. Um, but I haven't had I haven't gotten that buzzed or drunk feeling in like you said about 2 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I mean, I've been going out lately, the past like month, ever since I've come back to the show here, actually, is I've been going out probably at least once a week to a bar, usually watching the Browns game because I'm in Ohio now, watching the Browns game, watching the Browns lose. But I end up going to the bar to watch the Browns, and I'll drink a little bit. But for the most part, unless unless there's rum flowing, I don't I'm not I don't drink too much.
Yeah,
Only if the rum is flowing does things get a little dangerous for me.
that's the way I was too when I drank rum. I love rum. Oh my god, I could drink rum all day long.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Yeah, but you know, what when I started like years ago when I used to drink the clear rum, I switched from spice rum to clear rum because I always heard it had less calories. And at that time, I was working out and I was losing weight and feeling great and all that stuff. And people were telling me, drink clear alcohol. That's the way to go if you want to like lose those calories. But the problem is when I drink the clear stuff, I get more rambunctious. I get more what do you call, just what I want more aggressive. I get like, and then the next day, that the headache that you get from a clear alcohol hangover is just atrocious, dude. It's, for me at least, it's like 10 times as worse as you do from a spice rum hangover. I mean, oh,
Well,
terrible.
you
Huh.
know, I would probably honestly I've always drank like Captain Morgan spice rum, or I mean sometimes the coconut rum every now and then, but I mean I had the sake today and I did get to a point where I was quite tipsy and I'm over it now, but it was a very smooth drinking experience, I must say. It was very, you know, it, I'm not crashing at all. It just kind of just went away. Of course, I was drinking water with it, so that
Hmm.
probably helps.
Yeah. Well, they say that, and I've done that. I've drank water with my alcohol before, but man, I don't know if it really helps or
Yeah.
I mean,
Hold on. Well, let me talk about this a little bit because Bear Lamb made mention here. If you want to bring up his comment,
okay.
um, the Browns have orange on them. We should call them the orangey and Browns. And you're absolutely right. And so if you didn't know, I'm from Massachusetts. So I'm from New England.
Massachusetts.
Right. In fact, I was right down the street from the Foxborough Stadium. I lived on the same street that Foxborough Stadium was on, that turned into Gillette Stadium. And so I'm a huge, huge Patriot fan, and I'm a Tom Brady fan too. So this is plays into my story here. And now Tom Brady, if you're following, Tom Brady's now with the Buccaneers, and he was number 12, and so he's at the end of his career, but he's still technically a Patriot. So all Patriots, all New Englanders are still kind of watching his career because what he's going to do
Mhm.
is at the very end, when he goes to retire, he's going to join the Patriots for a day, one day, and then he's going to retire so he can retire as a Patriot. So being in Ohio country here is last week the Patriots played the Browns, and so that one's a little rough because I'm a Patriot fan still, and I'll always be a Patriot fan. So I went into a Browns bar with Patriot gear on. Oh man, I had to make sure I didn't celebrate too much because the Patriots just, I mean, they annihilated the Browns. It wasn't,
Mm.
it got sad. We took out their quarterback. It was so sad. But, but what I did do was I ordered a jersey. And it's a Browns jersey, so it's kind of orange, right? It's the orange jersey that they use, right? Except it's got the number 12 on it, front and back. And on the back of it, it says Brady, right? And on the
Mhm.
front of it, where it would say Browns, like above the number in the middle, it actually says Patriots. So
Ah.
so I customized the Browns jersey so I can go to Browns game wearing the Browns colors, but then everything else on the jersey, if anyone pays attention, it's a Patriots jersey. So
Aha.
I'm so that I should be getting that this week. I'm so excited to get that jersey. I really am.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the same thing that kind of happened to me is um forget who it was at the time. Oh yeah, Kurt Warner. When Kurt Warner was when the Rams were in St. Louis, of course, Kurt Warner was like the number one dude. Like I was really a huge Kurt Warner fan, and when he left St. Louis and went to Kansas City, I actually followed him at Kansas City. I knew what he was going to do. I think he was kind of planning on doing the same thing as going back to St. Louis for one more hurrah. But then but then of course, the team left St. Louis and went to back to Los Angeles. So it was kind of a disappointing thing. But I'll tell you what, I think Michael Jordan, like I was a huge fan of Michael Jordan. And so when he left the Bulls, I think he went, I forget where was it he went? Washington, not Washington. Well, shit, I can't even remember right now, but whatever team it was, Wizards. Thank you. Yeah, the Wizards.
Wizards.
Yeah, when he went to the Wizards, I followed the Wizards for a little bit. That they were just like the shittiest team ever at that time. I remember what was going on. That was like the late '90s, and when he came back to the Bulls for one final hurrah, and then he retired after that. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
do. That's what they
Yeah.
do. Um, um, Peyton Manning did that. He was an Indianapolis Colt for like I don't even know how many years, but most of his career. And then in his final 2 years, he went to the Broncos in Denver. But when he went to go retire, he joined back with the Colts. Never played in a game, just joined with the Colts just so he could retire as a Colt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, they
Although,
do that.
although you ready for a conspiracy theory?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a friend who is a conspiracy theorist, like all of them, you name it, all of them, and she came up to me and she goes, "Do you know why Tom Brady is not on the Patriots anymore?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, I know why he's not on the Patriots anymore. Do you?" "Yeah, but I want to know why you think he's not on the Patriots anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Well, it's because he can't be a Patriot. It was found out that he was born a girl and that his wife, Giselle, was actually born a man. And so he had to get kicked off the Patriots because he's not a quote unquote patriot, which is a conspiracy theorist term that they've kind of taken over the past year."
Hmm.
Which is completely ridiculous. And if any of you guys watching this pass that on, I will as legitimate news. I disavow it. It's ridiculous. Did you hear that one, Follow Fire? You've heard that
I've
Tom
heard that.
Brady was
Yeah.
born a girl.
Well, I'll tell you what. I hate to get off track here. Um,
Wait. Do we have a track? Do we
well,
have a
no,
track?
it's sort of like, I have ADHD, so I assume the show does too. So it's like, the show can go either way. Like we could be talking about hot wings and sake or something, and then even though those two don't go together, this is my point. And then all of a sudden we talk about Abraham Lincoln stabbing George Washington in the butt. I mean that's how far off track we go. Even though, I'm just saying. So I mean, okay, but seriously though, just changing the subject a little bit here, actually.
I don't know. Everyone wants to talk conspiracy theories in chat now.
Oh no. Well, I hope they don't.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
They're gonna start that one about George Washington getting stabbed in the butt by Abraham Lincoln, probably.
I haven't heard that one.
I don't know. But you were talking about my Michael Keaton impression
Yeah.
earlier on at the top of the show.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny about that is I was hanging out with Phil Fogarty the other day, and he was telling me that at the time, there was a time, I forget which show it was, where I actually pretended like I had Michael Keaton on the show. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Well, he confessed to me that he was actually fooled by that. Like he actually thought, like at first he's like, no, there's no way Hebrews got Michael Keaton on the show. There's just no way. And then he said, as he heard the show going along, he's like, wow, that really sounds a lot like Michael Keaton. So, yeah, he was totally convinced. Well, he wasn't totally. He was kind of on the fence. But then, of course, at the end of the show, where I revealed that it wasn't actually Michael Keaton, which I thought everybody sort of already knew, Um, no, but he was totally convinced. So I guess my Michael Keaton impression must be pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I have heard that Michael Keaton has routinely joins YouTube live streams with creators with 700 followers. That's
Right.
that's the thing he does now.
Oh boy. Oh no, 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 no. I gotta mute up.
which I scrolled down for, and I realized, wow, you're at 676 subscribers. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I was at my 677. So I don't know what happened. I don't
You
somebody got
lost.
unsubscribed automatically by YouTube, I'm assuming, but
Yeah, that happens.
I've had it happen where I've seen one day where I was like, I was up 3 subs, and then the next day I checked and it was back up. So that happens too. But anyway, I guess I'm moving up a little bit, ain't I?
Yeah. I think when I first started, you had about 400,
Wow,
350,
really?
maybe something like that. When I first, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's coming a lot. You got to keep telling me this stuff because I love reading your comments and Philo Fire. Oh lordy, oh lordy. Me and you should get together because I'm a big fan of Good Golly Miss Molly. I say that quite a lot,
Mm.
way too much because I don't swear. So so instead of swearing, I say, good golly, Miss Molly, and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
I didn't know you didn't swear.
No, I don't. I don't swear. I
Hmm.
I have I have the ability to. I am a U.S. Marine. I
Right. I was
just
getting ready to say that. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I never met a Marine that didn't swear. Of course, I've only known a few of them, the proud, you know.
I mean, if you get me when I say I don't swear, I mean like in normal conversation and normal day-to-day activities, I don't swear. I don't just insert swears. But if I get mad, I can't. I do. I can and do swear. But the idea is that I use it as if I'm swearing, pay attention to me.
Hmm.
That's if I'm
That means you're
swearing,
getting serious. You're serious.
something
Yeah.
is very wrong. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
I knew a couple guys that I used to hunt with. These guys, oh my god, like swearing was just their natural vocabulary. Like the word shit to to us is a swear word. To them, it'd be like the word duh. You know,
Yeah.
like every other word. I'm like, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, F and A, right? You're right. Okay, you know. Which, by the way, I don't really appreciate. Like, like I can understand using the F word every once in a while, and that's good. Like you can put a punctuation on things. But why do people have to say F and A? Like, what? Where did that even come from? Like, that's just like out of nowhere punctuation. Like, I don't know. Like people that say Jesus H Christ. Like, where did that come? Like, why do people have do the letters? Like, if you use the letter after a swear word, does it just make it better or something? I
Well,
don't know.
so I am torn. So there's words that they're not technically, I guess, swears, but they kind of fit into that same genre. Is like, for instance, if you say God damn it, it's not really a swear, but it's considered bad. But I always question that, like that one in particular, because aren't you aren't you saying that it's bad and that God should damn it? It's not really a I mean, it seems to be very straightforward and very, understandable. So someone saying "God damn it," even though it's considered a swear in most situations, the actual phrasing of it is actually pretty spot
Mhm.
on what they're trying to convey. You're not taking God's name in vain or anything like that. It's almost like an asking of, like a mini prayer, I guess. Is it considered a mini
You know
prayer?
what? It's funny you should say that because I thought that for the longest time, and that was my whole argument about it. And then I agree with you on such a level because I did think that way. It's like, oh, wait a minute. If I okay, let's say for an example, well, we'll get back to the objects, but for people, Like if someone's being a total dick and just like, I don't know, to the point where they're just an evil person or whatever. Like I don't like using that term evil person because I don't truly believe. I
Right.
believe there's evil in the world, but I don't a person. I mean, but anyway, um, and
Yeah,
you
I
you,
mean, even Hitler
you
had some
go
silver linings. I'm
right,
joking. I'm joking.
huh?
Do
What's
not
that?
do not
Oh,
quote me on that
oh
one.
my gosh, no, 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 no. That went right over my head. By the way,
Good. I'm sure
yeah.
everyone in chat heard me say it.
No, but here's the deal. So if you look at that person, you go, God damn you. You know, I mean, that was my argument. Like, aren't you asking God to like please send this guy to hell? And here's the counter argument to that is like if you're asking God to send a person to hell, that's pretty extreme on
That is
your part.
very extreme. That's
Yeah.
very extreme. What I non-swear related, right? I
Mhm.
find the word awesome. Now I am a religious person, so I find the word awesome to be misused a lot.
Oh,
And I've heard a comedian talk about this, and he talked about eating hot dogs at like a baseball game, and when you eat a hot dog and you go, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome," right?
mhm.
And it's like you're comparing that hot dog to the majesty of God, like the
Oh
universe,
yeah.
the cosmos is by definition awesome. And you're comparing that to the taste of a hot dog.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well, if
like,
you use God before it, like I can understand. Like if you say it's like when you're making love to a woman and the both of you say, "Oh God," in that context, I mean, to me, that's kind of blasphemous. But at the same time, when I was younger, like in my,
you had to go there, Hebrew. You had
yeah,
to go there. I
yeah,
was I was going around that bush.
but I mean, no, but it's something worth talking about. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you
I'll tell
know,
you, if there is any, so speaking religiously, if there's any forgiveness in God, it has to be the things that we say mid
mhm,
coitus. That is definitely, we have to be forgiven of that, guaranteed. There's no, because some of the things that are said is just, I mean, you can't even repeat.
but me,
I can't even talk anymore. I'm laughing so.
oh no, no, but I mean, like, okay, so there was a comedian that once said, "Well, isn't that like a pledge of allegiance to his name? Like, if you are making love to a woman and both of you go, oh God, you know, um, it's kind of like he created us and he created sex and for, of course, for the purpose of having children. But I mean, like, I don't believe that way, but that's what the comedian said.
Yeah,
But
I'll
uh,
ask my priest this week. I'll ask the priest
oh no,
if saying
no.
if saying "Oh God" during intimate relations is blasphemous.
Oh man,
That'll be a conversation.
I'm sure it is though. Like I'm pretty sure it is, but everyone says it though. Like everyone said, uh, but getting back to the whole goddamn thing, it's like if you stub your toe and you shout "God damn it," I mean, you can't really confine an object to hell. I wouldn't think. So if you're asking God, like kind of like God, send this end table to hell, that in that case, I don't think it's really
Well,
like you
well,
know.
when it's not directed at a person, I feel like it's okay, and it's not I guess the end table, but the pain that was caused by the end table.
Mm,
The suffering that is being inflicted by the end table should be damned. But if you're actually, yeah, if you're saying it to a person, if you're saying God
oh yeah,
damn to a person, well, that has a whole different kind of meaning to it.
yeah.
Yes.
And me and Armor had this conversation, and he says that he doesn't really think that that's the definition of using the Lord's name in vain. That it's something totally different. He
Yeah.
says, of course, not to say it because it is a swear word, but but in relation to whether or not it's using the Lord's name in vain, he does have an interesting idea about it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, it's different. It's like I actually had a conversation the other day which about judging, right? And
Hmm.
so because I was told, you shouldn't judge people, but then there's a thing where you know you kind of forced to, right? But I always thought that judging people was a bad thing. But the idea is that you're comparing your own moral reflection on or your own moral ideas with their moral ideas, and you can't stop by doing that. But there's a difference between judging and condemning,
Hmm.
and so it's okay.
Oh
Oh my
wow!
goodness,
Oh no!
that was a cat. Let's
Hmm.
It just broke some glass. But so it's okay to. So I've kind of got the understanding that it's okay to judge, but you can't condemn.
Hmm.
So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, me and Armor had that discussion too, and he has an interesting take on that one.
Oh,
Which,
really?
yeah, which I won't get into because it gets way too deep, and this isn't a deep show. This is a let's have fun and talk about bullshit show.
Well, I'll be
Um,
honest. I would say continue going because you've got the chat going flying here. You guys are fantastic. I really want to respond to every single one of your things you guys have said, and we're just the
well,
show
no,
just
I
keeps
mean,
moving on. So.
I think at this point though, we need to make a special phone call.
Oh yeah, you want to do a quick shout out?
What
Because we got
what do you mean?
well, we got
Oh,
a we got
yeah,
a lot of people
let me
here.
yeah, let me do it. Let me do it.
Okay, go for it.
You did it last week.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Very well, though. I'm not saying it was bad. It was good. But I just, I like to do them every once in a while, occasionally. I mean, Armor gets to do it on Shifty Sunday, and you do it on Taco Tuesday, and it's like I never get to do it.
I'm
So,
losing it. Bear Lamb has got me losing it right now. He says my wife says I only have two faults. I don't listen and something else.
oh,
And then he says, I asked my wife to dress up as a nurse tonight to fulfill my fantasy that we have health care.
oh no. Oh yeah, I just seen that. Oh man. Oh, well,
All
let's see
right.
who
Yeah.
we have here
Yeah.
tonight, starting at the bottom. We got Philofire, of course, who has been just chatting away like a crazy person, in a good way, not a bad way. We got Teresa Lynch, who just popped in.
Hey, Teresa.
We have good old Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
And if Saji was here, he would say, Michael Fontaine.
Wait, Sadge's here? I just heard him. Where is he? I don't see him.
Oh, wait, no, that was just me. That was just me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no, seriously though, we do have Bear Lamb, or as I like to call him, Lamb Bear. And let's see, who else do we have here tonight? Oh, yes, of course we have. I'll let you say this guy's name,
Rave
Darius.
Rave Darius.
Darius. There it is. Darius. I like that name, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't call him that. It's he's called his name is Rave Darius, but I always call him Rav. Like I take the E off. I
Ah,
take I take the E off. He's only got 3 letters, so I've only ever called him Rav. Little inside joke, which is not funny. So
oh, okay. So I won't go with it then. All right. I got you. We got Preliminal here as well. And join us dressed up as Batman Beyond is good old John from America. America.
oh yeah, John from America is here. I haven't seen you in a while.
And of course, Keith's dad is in the chat, keeping things going. And who's this Hebrew from Eternio filler? He's in there too.
I don't know, some douche.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Hey, wait a minute. No. Oh man. No, but seriously, thanks all you guys for being here tonight, for supporting the show, and for tuning in. Even though we don't really have a whole lot to talk about, we don't have a whole lot of topics to cover, but I think we're doing quite well for it just being us two. Don't you think so?
Oh yeah. I think we're having a blast right now. And I'll be honest, we have a 12th man. If you're not familiar with that term, it's a reference to the audience, and we have a 12th man right now, and our chat is the funniest I've ever seen it. Thank you guys, because if you just hear me just randomly laughing, it's because you guys have said something. Because I'm constantly reading chat. That's what I do, is I read chat and I Google when we're talking.
Well, hello there.
Oh, I know that voice.
Just 1 minute here. We have a very special caller who just called in right now. Caller, do you want to give away your identity?
Well, hell no. I don't want the internet to know who's calling.
Oh man. Okay. Well, fair enough.
The internet never tells me when it's calling me.
That's true. Yeah.
But I guess in this particular occasion, we can make an exception if you really must do so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well. Hey, you know who you sound like?
I probably sound like well, no, who do I sound like?
Yeah, you sound like this guy right here who just talked. I've been here the whole time, Saji.
Oh my God! So you've been killing them with a rather dispositioned impersonation of me?
Yes, I have.
Well, good. I'm so happy to hear that that's exactly what's going down.
I think I fooled the audience for 1 minute, just 1 minute, only 1 minute though.
Yeah, well, then they heard the real deal, the actionable thing, the genuine article. Then the ruse was over.
Yeah, the ruse is up. You know what they say about the ruse, don't you?
What do they say about the ruse?
They say the jig is up, the ruse is up. They finally found me.
Oh, is that what they say?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Absolutely.
Now I feel so much more informed. Hold on, let me write this down. What is that? What is that?
The ruse is up, the jig is up. They finally found me. I had it made in the shade, and now I'm screwed.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I can't write all that down. So never mind.
Oh, okay. I think Keith's dad just caught on to what
I just caught on. You're absolutely right. Yes. Yes. I that's the sticks, right? Is that Firefighter's got it?
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Fire had it right. Have you, Saji, you've been watching the show? Oh, you can't watch the show. Tell the audience why you can't be here and why you can't watch the show.
Well, because the lovely internet gods were unkind to me. I have no internet. Apparently, they're doing some type of scheduled maintenance in my area. I think we're upgrading to 5G so that all the better to hear us with,
Well, I hope that when this is all said and done, maybe your phone will be working better when we do our live streams.
There's always that sliver of hope that there could be a positive outcome. Yes.
I am Scorpio there, Miss Teresa Lynch. You're absolutely right. You know what? I'm going to embarrass you on the air for a second here, Saji, and let everybody know that you actually have a birthday coming up. Do you not?
Yes, and I am accepting $100 donations to my PayPal.
Yeah, well, you're going to need that to get a new to upgrade.
Well, yeah, that way I can buy internet insurance. I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's the thing.
Yeah, the the thing, you know, the thing.
You know the thing.
There you go. Hey, wait, why did I laugh just now? Well,
This-
Saji, why we got you here? Let me ask you this.
All right, go right on ahead.
So we were talking about the terms, like we were talking about swear words and stuff like that, and we happened to bring up the term "goddamn," and
You make it sound like one word.
what is the way I say it?
Right?
You know, much like some bitch. You know, some bitch is one word too.
Yeah, you do make that sound like one word as well.
Yeah.
There's a Jeff Foxworthy joke in there somewhere. I'm just not sure where.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. You some bitch. But no,
If you can make two or more cuss words sound like one cuss word, you might be a redneck.
I actually think with rednecks you end up taking words that aren't swears whatsoever and then turning them into the most insulting thing in the world, like oh, bless her heart. It means you're an idiot.
Yeah, or something is you know, rather unscathed sounding as "go kick rocks" really means a lot more than that.
You know, or if you're a NASCAR fan, you know, you say, you know, let's go Brandon.
Right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
okay, so Keith's dad brought up a pretty good point where, and I've thought this for years, but never really spoke on it. Is the fact that if you're saying,
speak on it, my friend, speak on it.
well, I will. Oh, yes, sir. If you in fact say the words "goddamn," and if you're saying that, are you not asking God to damn something to hell?
Well,
Like, are you?
I mean, I guess it's all in the intent and to what it means. Is that what you're saying when you say it?
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, there you answered your own question.
Well, no. I guess you got a good point there. So it's all in the intent.
Yes.
Well, what other meaning could it be? What other intent is it than
I don't know. I mean,
damning it to hell?
You could have some other kind of misconstrued, meaning behind it, because you were pondering the validity of the statement against those.
Well, it's almost like it to me. It almost seemed like it was a misunderstanding where if you say "God damn it," everyone takes it as like this swear of something, you know, that you shouldn't do. But if something is bad, then what you're by saying "God damn it" is you're actually more confirming the validity of the badness.
All right, I'm with you, but you're still. I mean, it's still a slippery slope when you're throwing the whole word "God" in there, because it's totally unnecessary unless you're, wanting to delve into the blasphemous realm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then here's an interesting question, because similar to like the "Let's Go Brandon" thing, right, where it has a different meaning, everyone knows that it has a different meaning to it, and so when you say "Let's go Brandon," you're actually meaning something else. So instead of saying like "God damn it," if you said "Gosh darn it," isn't that the same meaning?
Yeah, but I guess it's again. It goes back to in your brain what you're saying in your brain, what you're actually saying, and or how you're applying it. Now, if you're thinking if you're recognizing if you're totally being ignorant of it being blasphemy because you came to the justification in your mind that it is not some form of blasphemy, and then it probably isn't. But if you still have that underlying tone when you say it and you feel some even shred of guilt, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, I mean, like if it doesn't flow naturally too. Like my grandpa, for example, like he could say it like it was an art form, like he was the Da Vinci of like swear words, and he would say it like almost it would flow in a sentence. Like he would be like well, what the hell's wrong with this goddamn thing? And it would just come off naturally, and
It would be
there was
rhythmic.
like, I'm
He-
pretty sure he didn't have no guilt behind it, but
He would swear in haiku form.
yes.
Yes.
But no, me and Armor had this talk, Saggy, and Armor feels that the word isn't actually that it's he says it's not good to say it, but at the same time he says it's not what the term take the Lord's name in vain actually means.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. Yeah, that's what I was getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, and I honestly, I'm going to say that it's interesting to discuss and ponder these things, but ultimately, I think we all decide within ourselves what realm of colorful language we're comfortable with employing for ourselves, and I can be totally fine with my level and totally accept whatever your level is. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right, right. So
I don't get offended by your statement. However, I may choose not to go that route unless, except for under the most dire circumstances.
yeah, I completely understand that because even when we were talking about it, it was like if you're talking about like something bad, like you hitting yourself in the knee on an end table and saying it is much different than actually saying it to a person. Saying it to a person is a complete. I wouldn't say that to a person. You can't ask God to damn a person. That's wrong.
Yeah, actually I do that like twice a day. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I may need to mute up for a minute after that one.
Oh boy. See, this
Yeah.
is the kind of banter, the kind of stuff we were talking about at the beginning of the show. We shoot off our our backstage talk gets off the really good jokes at the beginning of, and we need to save it for the show, and we never do.
So yeah, it's when it comes to that, yeah, it's different context. And even when it comes to swearing is like I don't even say gosh darn it for the same reason that it's I feel contextually it has the same meaning to it. Even though I'm not saying the words, it's the
Right.
same thought process, like you said, Saji.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys are having a great show. I'm sorry I can't be there with you guys.
Yeah.
It would be a whole lot better with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys carry on, and I'm passing the torch on for the next leg of the melee, whatever that is going to be, with you two guys untelling.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for calling in and at least giving us a little bit of Saggy. We needed that.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm glad to have been here and participated in what little capacity I was able to. So, with all that being said, carry on, my friends.
All right. You have a good rest of your night, sir.
All right. Adios.
Adios.
See you,
Senor
Sergi.
Saggy. Oh, well, look at that. See? He's very brief. I wish I could do that on an average call, just like you get somebody going on and on about your insurance, and then instead of, well, you have a good day too, you just hang up.
Well,
You just that's it. Boom, click.
what area is Saji from? Is he
Florida.
Florida? So I know in New England, the goodbyes are a very quick thing. It's a very quick process. But in the South, when you go to say goodbye to somebody, it could take like half an hour sometimes. Like it could take quite a while. I get so bored with saying goodbye because it takes half an hour to say goodbye to somebody and leave their house.
Uh-huh.
I'm a very quick person. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Right. That's the way I like to do things. But then it's like my grandpa, for example, and I know I brought him up once today, but like he'll like somebody will be working on something and he'll be talking to them the whole time, and then when they're getting ready to leave, it's like, they have to leave, they have to go do stuff, and he'll be sitting there and he'll get into a conversation and then saying goodbye to him and be like, well, I guess I better let you go. Hey, by the way, then he'll bring up like two or three other things, and then the guy will get ready to leave, and then, oh yeah, and this is, and then blah blah, and then next thing you know, the goodbye that should have been like you said, well, see ya, takes about an hour and a half.
I mean, if I say goodbye, those should be the last words I say.
Right.
I'm expecting those to be the last words I say.
Well, it's kind of like that show where they all say goodnight, and the goodnight takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah, what was I
What is that
I
show?
was watching something. Oh, have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, have you ever seen that movie, Jojo Rabbit?
I've never seen that.
Oh my goodness. So the name is very misleading. It's basically about a kid during World War II whose mother is part of the resistance, but he's actually a huge supporter of the Hitler. And they're in Germany, and the mom's part of the resistance, and the mom hides a Jewish girl in their attic. And it's a story about basically the kid coming of age of sorts, because he's only like 9-10 years old or something like that. But at one point in it, what I was trying to get at one point in it, the Gestapo show up at his house, right? And when they come in, they all do their salute, and they say Hail Hitler, but they say it to each person in turn. And so when there's like 5 people there, each person is saying it 5 times, and it takes like 5 minutes of just saying Hail Hitler, and it's the most funniest, ridiculous thing in the entire world. That's what it reminded me of.
Speaking of Hitler, I got an interesting picture I want to share with you guys. I was going to save it for Odyssey, but I think we could share a picture.
Let's show and tell.
Talk about it. So I was watching Rand Paul. You know who Rand Paul is, right?
Yes, I do.
And he was really giving it to Fauci. I mean, like really letting them have it about the whole what thing. And I can't really talk about it, discuss it here on YouTube. But anyway, so I paused the video, and this is what I got. This is hilarious. Check this out. Let's see here.
The Fauci ouchie. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Well, this is different, but check this out. I'm going to share my screen. And when I do this, I want you, the audience, and even you, Keith's dad, I want you to caption this picture. See what you would say about it within YouTube's guidelines, of course.
Oh, of course.
Oh man. This is making me laugh just looking at it. Okay, there we go. First of all, yeah.
Wait a second. Is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we need to buy him, a pair of Doc Martens. Is that?
Well, no. Just think of it if he had black hair.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Is
yeah.
You need a pair of Doc Martens so he can do his goose step.
Yeah. There you go. I feel like there's like a, I don't know, like,
hey, you know what? You know what? Let's hear it. I think he's got a proposal for a final solution. It's a bad joke.
Yeah, no, I can't actually play it though. I can't actually play it.
No, don't play. We got
Rand Paul. Even Rand Paul was like,
the final solution is that's a Hitler joke. You remember the
final solution, right? Final. I know. I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on fire. I gotta go cool down. Let me go take a shower. Oh, another bad
Okay.
one. That's
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I thought Bear
Um,
Lamb would have a good one by now.
I like Philo Fires. I'm gonna steal that Philo Fire. You know, out of a scale of 1 to 10, I give him a 9.
That's great.
That one's courtesy of Philo Fire. There you go.
Draw an SS. The SS Facci. I don't know. I'm coming up with horrible ones. I don't know.
He couldn't get out of the bunker.
That's a good one, Bear Lamb. I like
Well,
that.
I'll take a joke out of Eddie Izzard. So this one belongs to Eddie Izzard. But he was a painter. Hitler was a painter. So you think he must have been trying to paint, being like, I can't get these damn trees. I will murder everyone in the world.
Oh no. No. Oh boy. Okay, well, let me go ahead and take this down, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because that's what we do here on Taco Tuesday. We move on, and we couple weeks ago we promised you guys we would do sort of like a Rifftrax sort of thing, sort of like a MSK 3000 sort of thing, and me and Keith's dad, we actually did that. We did took a couple shorts that we found. I guess Keith's dad found them on YouTube, or Saji did. I forget which one of you guys did, but anyway, they found that, and I picked one, and Keith's dad did one. Saji kind of and he'll admit this, that he was kind of lazy about it and didn't really get around to it. And now I guess he can use the excuse he didn't have internet. Well, he can't use that excuse for long because he says he's going to do one. But I'm gonna, huh?
Full disclaimer here is this is our first attempt at this, and you got to take it into context, people. If you've watched Mystery Science Theater, or if you've watched Rifftrax or the Mads, Philo Fire mentions the Mads, that came out for a while, or Cinematic Titanic is another one. We're not professionals at this, so. so take it into context that this is our first time doing it.
Now what I've done here is I've taken the liberty to skip past your intro.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah. And the thing is, Keith's dad, I got to point out that your volume settings must have been kind of low because it really is kind of hard to hear.
Oh,
I had to turn YouTube way up.
well, yeah, I just I don't know.
But we'll see what happens here. I hope everyone can hear it pretty well. Oh, I also wanted to point out well, I'll point that out later. There's an announcement I got to make, but I'll make it later. But yeah, with no further ado, and here's how we're going to do it. We'll play Keith's dad's first, and then we'll do some more talking after that. We'll take a small break, and then when we come back from that break, we'll play mine last. How's that sound?
I feel like we need to flip a coin on this. No, go ahead.
Oh,
no, I'm joking.
Oh man, no, I figured,
No, Bear Lamb, it's my video. So I made a video and I uploaded it. And so the video probably has some sound issues to it because I actually did it quite quickly and kind of put it together very quickly. So what you're going to be hearing, you may have to turn your volume up just to hear this is what Hebrew's saying.
And of course, turn your lights low. We're applicable. What's it called?
Applicable?
Yeah. Remember how they used to do that?
Having words hard to come by is probably not a very good a strategy for being host of a talk show.
Well, no.
But that's why you have me.
That's what co-hosts are good for. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're there to catch you if you fall, and you and Said you do quite well at that.
Words. Who needs them? It's just a talk show.
Right? Yeah. Screw it. Screw words. No. But seriously, folks, I think this is quite funny, and there's one particular part in here, Keith's dad, where I was just laughing my ass off. But
I mean, I had to watch this video like 3 times because just the video, just
Mhm.
without even saying anything, was just so ridiculous. It's so
yeah.
funny.
I'll tell you what, and here's the deal: is like it's not easy to do these things. Like you think it's going to be super easy, like oh yeah, I could say this or say it, but when I did mine, once I started watching them, like oh man, what can I say here? Oh man, and even when I got done doing the video, I'm like oh I missed a good opportunity there. There's something I missed where I could have said this differently or that differently, but like you said, it is our first time trying this way at least, and
Yeah, in practice, it was a lot harder than I imagined. It was fun, but it was different than what I imagined it.
yeah. So, with that being said, Keefstad, are you ready?
No, don't play it.
Well, here we go. So here we go. I've got the first one. This is from Keefstad. This is
That's
ready.
what I call it, spitballed.
So here we go. I'll pause it where we need to pause it at. But I think this is quite good. Let it speak for itself. Here we go. How to be pretty.
Good morning, girls.
I am Satan,
I'm going to talk to you this morning about the
giving
way
your
we
souls
look.
to the Dark Lord.
Now, I've heard it said that we women attach too much importance to our appearance.
But I don't, obviously.
After all, the way we look,
Oh, look, Eddie Izzard is in
so much
attendance.
influence on the way we feel, and the way other people feel about us, and it really is very important.
So always wear the biggest shoulder pads you can find.
Cleaning or looking your best. You probably think immediately of
Washing your dog.
hairstyle or makeup. Well, I realize that those things are especially interesting to me, and they are important, and I am going to talk about them.
But first, let's sacrifice the goat.
You know, let me pause this for 1 second. 'Cause you know what? I gotta say, when I saw this short, that was the first thing that came in my head. Was like the hairdo and the dress. It does really make it. She does really look like Satan.
She did look like. Well, you know, I actually did this and made a few jokes. I was working with a couple of the people initially when I made this, and one of the jokes that they were making about her was that she kind of looked like she came from Pan Am, from so like she's dressed from like the girl in Hunger Games. That's what she. If you're familiar with Hunger Games, but I thought a Pan Am joke was going a bit too far.
No, I like the Satan joke. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Good. So.
I guess really the trim. Just like the icing on the cake. If the icing is very good, well, that's fine. But if the cake itself isn't good, you soon lose interest in the icing. So let's start with the.
Look at our chat real quick and see if they can hear this.
You're right, File of Fire. This is the teacher from The Wall. Holy smokes, did you nail that on the head? She is.
Oh wow. Huh. But can they hear it all right?
I can hear it. I can hear it fine.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, that's all that counts. Screw the audience. You know, who cares if they can hear it? No, but seriously, you guys, can you hear it all right? That's all I want to know. I mean, I can't really do anything about it, but you know. Oh well. Let's let it play.
The cake and come back to the trimmings later.
But I like buttercream.
Basically, health and intelligent physical care.
Oh my god, intelligent physical care? And physical care becomes sentient. Run for your lives.
Beautiful smile and loads of hair. But we can't have them except in a healthy, clean body. And I mean clean.
Beatrice, I'm looking
Remember,
at
you can't
you.
have good looks without soap and water. There's no substitute.
Oh my God, it's hot! It's boiling my hands off.
Brilliant teeth need
So make sure you use a horse brush.
frequent and thorough shampooing. And keep that air of freshness by using a deodorant regularly. It's a
Beatrice.
shortcut to Social Security. Sleep comes next to
Wow, the cat is looking into my soul.
I didn't even notice that.
Dear Diary, it's December 6th, and Johnny comes home from Pearl Harbor tomorrow, and then we can finally get married. Cake with icing.
Mind you, I'm all for music in its place.
I love a good death
There's
metal
a
at
lot of
brunch.
sound sense in that old expression, beauty sleep. So snap out that light early enough every night to get 8 or 9 hours of this most effective beauty
Why
sleep.
stop at 9? Why not 12,
And then there's this
15, 27? How dare you
me to
eat?
see that so many girls think a balanced diet consists of soda pop and a sandwich or a big gooey sundae.
It does look good.
Let's remember
What?
what we're taught in home economics about a
Milk,
well-balanced diet.
tomato soup, a sandwich?
Cheese,
Is that the Danish? And
milk,
rice?
butter, bread,
Oh my
fresh
goodness.
fruits, especially citrus
You must
fruits.
eat this all at one
Green
meal.
starchy vegetables in proper proportion.
They were taking pictures of their food before Facebook.
Make sure you bring a bowl to throw up in, obviously at the bottom there.
Beautiful skin, vitality, glossy hair, all the things you want begin with a balanced diet.
Oh, the cat from the pictures here.
Dividends,
The cat from the pictures. Oh, stay away from me, cat from the
preferably
picture.
outdoors.
Stay away.
When
No,
I say
no.
exercise, many of you may think of work.
He's gonna get me.
Who wants to get helpful beauty tips?
Babe
So
Ruth
it's
in
outdoor
action.
play. I'll leave it to your own
Babe Ruth. That could have two meanings. I like that. That cat's kind of like Crow. You know, the cat kind of came in there.
Yeah, the cat just jumped into the camera.
Whether you work in the garden, ride a bike, play ball,
Get a
hike,
boyfriend.
swim,
Oh, you have malaria. No, you have malaria. You have malaria. No, this is so much fun. Dirty water is fun.
toned up muscles.
That's the part that cracked me up so bad was the malaria thing.
That water was so nasty.
Yes, it was. I have something funny to say. Hold on. Wind it just a little bit. Let's see if I can.
I'll leave it to your own conscience whether you work in the
The
garden,
first original upskirt
play
videos.
ball,
Get a
hike,
boyfriend.
swim,
Oh, you have malaria. No, you have malaria. No, you get malaria. No, this is so fun. Dirty water is fun.
toned up muscles, and a complexion that goes with good circulation. And even the ordinary things that you do every day can help to make the
Gosh,
world
she makes
graceful.
me walk up these
But
stairs
none of
every
you do them
single
like this.
day.
Walking upstairs,
You should have seen the first time I did this.
all can be good body conditioning.
Oh,
which is
and
really
here it
what
is.
most of us vigorously, instead of
We're watching this in reverse.
I'd like to speak to you, Mrs. Johnson.
No.
Well, go right ahead. I want to very much. So I guess I have what you call the round face. I wear my hair the way you said I
Brown
shouldn't.
face.
But I don't see how things like that and posture and mannerisms and the other things
She's
will
looking
make
at
a
her
girl
butt.
more popular to begin with. Being pretty or
Punch you in the boob.
for a woman
Slap you in the ear.
If you spend just 1 month doing everything I talked about to make the most of your appearance, you wouldn't need to worry about
Yeah, the
being
girls
pretty
in
or
behind
popular.
her look super frumpy.
I wish that I could wave a magic wand.
I wish I could wave a magic wand.
Presto, like that.
Somehow they made her look
No, it
uglier.
doesn't.
You will,
It doesn't.
you will be more popular. That's all.
Okay, well, pretty good. Sorry, I added some things there, but
No.
I thought it was pretty funny.
So if you guys want to be
Alright.
popular, you just play in dirty water and you know, eat like 3,000 calorie meals.
Yeah, eat and gross foods.
Yeah.
Yuck! That food looks so nasty. Oh my gosh!
What was that? What was that green bowl with the oyster crackers in it?
Oh man, yeah,
That
it
is
looked like-
that is the grossest thing. Is that supposed to be pea soup? Do you put oyster crackers in
I
pea
was
soup?
getting ready to say it looked like the pea soup they might have used in an exorcism. The
Nasty
Exorcist. Let's see what Philifire has to say here, since she's the only one talking. Oh my gosh, she is the only one talking.
Those shots for the guys. That must be the swing scene. Ooh, that coveted swing scene. I had to rewind it many times. We hit the pause at just the right spot. Just although it all gets washed away when you realize that girl's probably 90 now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that food just Now the snacks, like the Coke and the ho-hos or whatever those things were they were showing, I guess when they were showing them what not to eat.
Their school lunches. Are you going to tell me you're going to bring the pea soup and the tomato soup in bowls to school to eat at school?
I think maybe they might have brought them in thermoses. I don't know. Oh man.
At the very end, they're like, I wish I could just wave a magic wand, and then she kind of does, and the girl, changes her appearance, and then the woman goes, see, it does work. And I was just like, no, it didn't.
No. In fact, if anything, it made her look a little bit worse. Oh man, that's the thing about those shorts from like the 50s and 60s and stuff like that. I mean, they're just so hilariously bad,
Yes. Yeah, it was so hilariously bad.
Michael Fontaine says he has a few one-liners, and Philifire says almond soup. Frumpy.
I mean, is there any other word to describe that other than frumpy? Because I think even during the video, I think I even mentioned frumpy, and it's just that's by definition what they were.
Well, speaking of yeah, so here's the thing, Keystad.
Do it.
The thing.
You know the thing.
Yeah. So here's what I think we should do real quick is have a quick timeout. Go excuse me. Go refill your drink and I don't know, smoke them if you got them, guys. Because Taco Tuesday will be right back. We're gonna do a short break thing. Let's see where my break music is. I did have something. I used to have something. Anyway, I'll just play that 80s thing I always play. And you guys go do what you gotta do. And Keystad, if you got something to do, now's the time to do it. In other words, if you gotta take a whiz, go take a whiz.
I'm gonna run. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So yeah. We'll be right back. Do. It was acceptable and Oh cow. Oh, I'm gonna have to make those longer, I guess. That was not an acceptable break. Um ah, let's see here. I'm gonna read the comments. And I'm gonna huh? Who me? I can pee quick. I'm a quick peer. Unless it's early in the morning, right? Like you're sleeping all night long, and then all of a sudden you get up and you're just like, oh man, you know, I gotta pee real bad, but I don't want to get up. I don't want to get the cover. in my comfortable zone. Like I don't want to get up. You're like, just give me another 10 minutes, and then I'll get up. But then, like, you start hurting down there, and you're like, oh boy, oh no, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. And you're thinking that the whole time, right? And then all of a sudden, that's when you rip those covers off. You're like, damn it. So then you get up and you go pee. And then after you go pee, then you're like, well, hell, I'm up. I might as well make me some coffee and stay up, you know? So
I'm back. Hello.
Oh, well, hello there, Mr. Keith's dad. Welcome back.
Yeah, in the what, 5 minutes? Less than 5 minutes have been gone. I got a story to tell you.
You got a story to tell me.
Yeah, not really. It was just something I saw. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and there's just deer sitting in my yard, just laying down, just chilling. I just stared at them. They stared at me. They didn't move. I didn't move. It was just a staring contest.
I'll tell you what's funny is like if you talk to an animal, like I don't know if I told you this the other day about the groundhog.
No.
I saw the groundhog that I've been talking about for weeks that's been digging holes in my garage.
Oh, you saw him.
And I saw him. Well, actually, I was sitting here in the apartment, and usually if I'm sitting in the apartment, I have the TV on or I'm watching a video or something like that, and it's just loud enough I can't really hear what's going on outside.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I paused the video or I had a quiet moment or something. Then I heard a bang like out in the garage. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? So I run out there and I see one of my shovels is down on the ground. If you don't know my garage floor is dirt. Like it's a dirt garage floor. Like it used to be gravel garage floor. And so all my tools are up against the wall, and I think what happened was the groundhog got from the outside and dug his way in. That's how he was getting in. So I looked and I picked up that shovel and I headed over in the direction where the groundhog usually goes. And sure enough, that some bitch is sitting there trying to dig his way out. I don't know why he got in, but he was trying to dig his way out. And I was like, wait a minute. You hold it right there. You hold it right there. I'm like, stop. And when I was talking to him, he like engaged in my conversation. Like he looked over and he stopped what he was doing. He actually stopped and he's just staring at me like, oh shit, what's this guy gonna do? I gotta get the hell out of here, but I'm afraid to move. What do I do? Like, I think I might have put him in fight or flight mode. So here I am standing there with this shovel, and I start yelling at him. I'm like, don't you go anywhere, mister. You stay right there. And he, like I said, and then I saw this giant claw come out. I'm like, holy shit, these guys got giant claws. And he started digging real fast, like he was going there. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. So I took the shovel, and I was throwing dirt on him. And, well, I don't know what I was trying to do with that motion, but then he was like, kind of gave me the fuck you look and got the hell out of there. The faster I couldn't trap him in with the dirt. Like it was too fast. And this some gun was so big that he was basically like a fat groundhog, like he had been munching on some of my garden leavings. And, it's not just garden leavings, but sometimes when I throw stuff out, like at the end of the day, like when I'm done eating, I have stuff in my pan that I left out or whatever. You know how it goes. and then I'll scrape my food out because I know we have cats in the neighborhood and whatnot. So the son of a bitch probably been eating on them leftover leavings that I had at the bottom of my pan and stuff. So he is fat. He's fat.
Yeah, it sounded like he turned to you, went doo 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 doo, and threw a
Yes,
camera at you.
yes, he did. He really, literally, quite literally did that. He's like, I'm not, because at first I think he was freaked out that I actually spotted him because he gave me this look like his eyes got like real wide. You know how they do?
Yep.
I think I surprised him and shocked him kind of. He's like, what the? Oh shit, a human. What do I do?
Yeah. My other animal story, in case you guys didn't know, is I moved. I've separated with my wife a couple of months ago, like 5 months ago, and I had a cat. Her name was Tiny Kitty, and we were very close. She was like a dog. She would follow me everywhere, and only me. So she was really really my kitty. But I haven't seen her for 5 months, and it's been killing me. Well, she actually she I was able to get her this past week. And so Tiny Kitty and Keith's dad is now together again, finally. If you watched, most of my videos, a lot of my videos in the past would actually have her in the background sitting down next to me. She'd be laying down in like a cat bed. And yeah, she was such a special cat. And she's roaming around here now. She's here. She's in the room somewhere, hiding under a bed, probably. Because it's new place,
Well, I'm
but
glad you got your cat.
yeah,
Yeah.
I try to explain it to people like this isn't just a cat. This cat is like a dog. She follows me around everywhere.
Oh man.
We bonded. I have a bond with this cat.
I'll tell you what's cool about dogs, and I don't mean to change the subject here. I don't know if it's the same for your cat. It could be. That'd be cool if it was, but you know how like you have a dog and then like you leave the house and you're only gone for like a short while, right? Well, then you get back and they act like they haven't seen you in years. I mean, it's just they jump up and they almost have like this whining bark, like and then like they just run around in circles, their tails are wagging, they're jumping up and down. They're just so happy to see you. It's like, dude, I was only gone for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
But
not
then,
Tiny Kitty's like that. Not to that level, not to the annoying level, but if I come home,
uh-huh.
she makes her presence known. She does constantly look for me. And in fact, it's funny because she's a runt. She's a tiny kitty. That's why she's called Tiny Kitty. She's a runt.
Mhm.
And when I went to go pick her up, she was actually kicked outside. So they tried to make her an outdoor cat, and that
Oh
was
man.
sad because this is not an outdoor cat. This is
Right.
a lap cat. That's what she is. She's a lap cat. She's one of those people. She'll lay down in the bed and like she'll be there for 12 hours just laying there. She don't want to get up and run around. She's just a lap cat. So it was really sad. And I think what it was really was, I try to picture it the best, is that she didn't see her daddy there, and she wanted to go look for her daddy. I think
Mhm.
that's what it seemed to be. And so daddy wasn't in the house, so she went to go look for daddy. And you should have seen the reunion. Oh my goodness. She knew who her daddy was. There was no question when we
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the thing about animals is my father-in-law, when he passed away, the cat that they had, that cat knew something was up. It looked for him for days. Like it would go into his bedroom and look for him and then go into the room. Like he had this little den where he'd sit and watch TV all the time and stuff. And it was so sad. Like the cat knew something was up, but she didn't know quite what. Like you could tell, and you could just tell animals like they get so sad, like when their owner dies, or they're even like if they're living with like another animal, like that other animal dies, you could tell the sadness in their face and stuff like that. And just like, a lot of people say animals don't have souls, but I think they totally do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I have two other cats. I do have two other cats with me. But they're not the same. They could really care less if I'm in the room or not, unless I'm shaking a bag of treats, they could really care less. But that's different with Tiny Kitty. Tiny Kitty just wants to be with her dad all the time. And like Philo Fire says, they know. Yeah, they do. So we got another video to watch.
Yeah, we got one more video, and it's my video, of course. And I gotta tell you, when I did this one, I didn't quite when I finished it, I realized I didn't quite match it up with what was going on, but it was matched up, but it wasn't. Like you could tell it was just off by maybe like a millisecond. Like, I know I'm kind of nitpicking here, but we tend to do that at our own stuff,
Yeah, we always nitpick our own stuff. I nitpick my own video as well.
So anyway, this one is a short called making a sandwich or something like that.
Because we need this kind of information.
Like
This
how yeah.
There was a day when people didn't know how to make a sandwich. Can you believe it?
And I'm gonna skip my little intro there or productions. And yeah, let's go ahead and check this out and see what's what and who's who. Let's see here. Am I sharing?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Let's make a sandwich.
Why is it in quotes?
Oh, yeah.
When Abraham Lincoln said that famous saying, "Let's make a sandwich." All right, no, I can't do this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right.
Sandwich. No porno sandwich. The American Gas Company.
The sandwich is Practical American Institution. It is a basic essential.
Oh, God, we are so high.
As far as these boys are concerned, well, hamburgers and hot dogs are their idea of a really good meal. But there are sandwiches and sandwiches.
And sandwiches.
When Sally Gasco and her mother bring guests
Gasco?
back after a movie, they have something special in the way of a sandwich in mind. Sally calls it tuna rarebit.
That sounds completely gross. Have you put the laxatives in? Yes, I have.
In other words, with a cheese, milk, and tuna fish mixture on top.
Again,
The basis will be
completely
rye
gross.
bread, Mother's idea. She
But
found
Father
that the spicy
prefers
caraway
white bread.
flavor made a good contrast to the bland fish and cheese. Sally puts a cube, about a square inch, of butter into the top of a double boiler.
That's rat
Butter
poison.
finds its way into a great many dishes in this kitchen, not only for flavor, but as a blending agent.
Yes, a very good blending agent with whiskey.
Part of the trick to entertaining unexpected guests is
Like
keeping on
using
hand certain
unused
generally
condoms to
useful
make
food
beluga.
One of these is cheese of an easy melting type, which Sally is going to use as a base for the rarebit. To speed the melting, she cuts this into slices in the milk and butter mixture, while Mother butters the bread. The simmer flame keeps the water boiling gently while the cheese is melting, so that Sally can go on to other tasks.
Like getting on the internet and posting Facebook memes and such. See, I had something for that. It wasn't quite that, but I had something and I lost it. I thought maybe I should have added something.
I'm looking at this and I look like right where you paused it, and if you were to show this to anyone and be like, "Hey, what do you think they're doing?" Oh, they're making a soup or no.
Yeah.
No, they're making a sandwich.
Right.
This is the requirements to make a sandwich. If you're not using your oven, you're not making a sandwich correctly, guys. Just
yeah.
She adds the canned chunk-style tuna fish,
Ew.
and notice that she uses a wooden spoon
For flavoring.
Coloration of the mixture. Although the tuna rarebit is fairly substantial food in itself, It is a good idea to add something for variation in color
Because,
and texture.
tuna is gross.
Mother is making a salad dish. Celery, radishes, olives, and pickles.
Those are
Sally adds
chips.
potato chips to the menu. They used to be exclusively
Look
picnic
like
fare,
chips.
but they've joined the host of useful accessory foods which
No,
make entertaining
look more like
so
trail
much
Sally
mix.
has poor public health practices.
The bread
That
was
is an
toasted
oven,
quickly in the
sir.
broiler, and the rarebit is nearly ready to serve. Let's see.
Vodka,
What will be the beverage?
whiskey,
Mother
Heineken.
thinks
What
she'll
do we
give
got
the
in
guests
here?
a choice of Coke or milk.
I can mix
Purple
it.
stuff. Oh, Sunny D.
Yeah.
Now it's time to serve. Two
Oh,
slices
great.
of
The
toast
bread's
are
all
neatly
burnt. I
arranged
hope
on
they don't
each plate.
notice.
And the filling, or perhaps we should say cover,
Blech.
goes on top. Sally knows you should serve cream dishes with
Yes,
extra
because
caution.
they can hurt
Any
you.
effective carelessness here is no asset.
Cream dishes are very.
Mother is a great believer in the
Dangerous.
aesthetic value of parsley, and of course it's good to eat too. Now a touch of Tabasco for color and a taste surprise. And there's
Helps your
tuna
mouth
rarebit
out.
a la Sally Gasco. As we said, there are sandwiches and sandwiches. A wise
Oh
young
boy, we are
using
so
good
wasted.
techniques and equipment and a little imagination can turn a sandwich into festive fare.
Sandwiches. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. There are things I say I've watched this before, but this is I'm paying attention now. One is they're using this word sandwich very liberally,
Yes.
right? Because one is a hot dog is not a sandwich. A hamburger is.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made that a hamburger is a sandwich, but a hot dog is not a sandwich. And what they created is also not a sandwich. It was open faced,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're calling it an open faced sandwich. But I mean, that was the most unhealthy sandwich I've ever seen. Butter, milk,
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I made, and of course, as you could tell, I'm biased against tuna. I can't stand tuna.
Oh, that's right. They added tuna into it.
Yeah.
So and they toast. Is it bread? Rarebit? Is that what they called it? Rarebit?
Yeah. Ribbit. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah.
Is it just bread? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Just bread. So they went through all this, all this effort to they get the stove, they put the stuff on the stove, they boil the stuff, and they have the butter and the milk.
Hold on. Welsh rarebit or Welsh rabbit is a British dish consisting of a hot cheese-based sauce served over slices of toasted bread. That's what they made.
Okay.
That's what Wikipedia says, and Wikipedia is not calling it a sandwich. That's not a sandwich.
No.
That's gravy on bread. Cheese gravy.
Cheese gravy. Yeah.
Cheese gravy.
That's why there's so much I could have said there about when they were adding all that butter and stuff. Yes, a healthy sandwich.
And you eat it with potato chips.
Yeah.
And then after you're done watching that video, you got to watch the other video on how to eat properly because you just learned how to eat improperly.
Yeah, you know what? We could do that next.
For what was it? 4 pieces of bread that they put, and they used. I'm gonna guess that's about a half a stick of butter that they used.
Oh yeah.
So terrible.
Well, those back in the days where doctors were recommending smoking for bronchitis. So, I mean,
okay, but on the bright side, right, is okay. We had cheese, we had butter, a little bit of tuna and milk, and on the bread. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably really good. it probably tastes amazing. You know, I mean, there's so much bad stuff that bad stuff can't taste bad. That's why it's bad.
Right.
It's bad because it tastes good. I'm just over the moon on the fact that they're calling that a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, here's the
not to mention the other thing that I have. Last thing I have to mention about this is now I know why women can't make a sandwich. They need two of them. You need to have two. This is you gotta have two. I'm joking. That's a joke.
Yeah,
That's a joke.
obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But here the two boys though, man, they're just like scarfing down that food like there was no tomorrow. That's why I come up with the whole high idea. Like they obviously had to be high, you know.
There was no
I mean,
tasting of that food. That was
no, it was just scarfing it down, you know.
I mean, that was we need to watch the Heimlich maneuver or whatever they did back in the 40s. You know,
Mhm.
what did they do? Just sip this
Pounce on someone.
this snake juice and you'll be all fine.
Yeah.
You know, slap them on the backside of the head.
Yeah. That's probably pretty much, you know, Phil Fire makes a good point there is, you know, they did actually use real butter, which was probably it's probably pretty good for you considering when you take into account what margarine does to the body. You know, you consider margarine's probably not the healthiest thing that we as humans have developed in the last 60 or 70 years or so.
Maybe I'm weird, but I've never had any situation where I go, you know what would make this better? Butter. Or you know what would make this better? Margarine. I've never been able to tell the difference. I mean, unless you're getting just the plain non-flavored margarine, you know, the whatever the you know, they're exactly the same, completely interchangeable to me, completely interchangeable. But my mom is totally different. My mom will get butter and margarine, and depending on what she makes, she will use one or the other. But with me, they are literally totally interchangeable.
Well, I think what I was talking about was more or less like the health aspect of it. Like Michael Fontaine says here, margarine is one molecule away from plastic. So I mean, that's the major difference to me. Although I don't really buy into all that so quickly, but you know, it's so funny. Like the so-called experts change their mind so randomly about stuff like eggs. You know, like one minute they're bad for you, the next minute they're okay, and then it's like the whole butter versus margarine argument. They're saying butter is a lot better for you than margarine. When they first came out with margarine, they're saying, well, it's a lot healthier for you. It's a lot better on the good old arteries and stuff. I really don't see it as either way. I mean, I can use either one and be fine with it. Like you said, taste wise, it doesn't really make a difference, but it does sort of like, you know, if
Well,
you're making something.
in response to Michael Fontaine, so I'm a bit of a chemistry buff. I'm not you know professional with chemistry, but with cast iron you have to learn a little bit of chemistry, and it's really touchy with that one molecule away stuff because that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't, and what I mean by that is like they take water, which is H2O. That's one atom away from being hydrogen peroxide, which is vastly different than water. Hydrogen peroxide being H2O2. So you know, not to mention you take you take the O out of water and you have pure hydrogen, and it's touchy. For instance, with cast iron, the seasoning that you put on cast iron is a polymer. So you're chemically turning your bacon grease or your whatever you're using on it, you're turning it into a polymer, which is a plastic. It's an edible plastic. That's what seasoning is an edible plastic. Yeah, I'm a geek. Leave me alone, Foul Fire. I've been dealing with my whole life.
You know, it's funny you should mention stuff like that. As I was watching this show, this Asian guy. He watches white people and
Kid.
like Southern people and stuff like that. Like he watches them cook Asian dishes, like them trying to cook uh, genuine Asian dishes, and he often complains that they're not using MSG. And the thing is, the scientist dudes gave MSG like a bad rep, but actually MSG is no worse for you than like salt or any of the other seasonings. What they're explaining, like they didn't do enough research on it to actually have a vote either way. Like they say, MSG is just a really good seasoning. Like a lot of people think it gives you headaches, it makes you sleepy, so forth and so on. So what is your take on the MSG versus non-MSG products?
Well, I mean, when it comes to, I have to talk a little bit more generally because I'm not familiar enough with MSG. But when it comes to like propaganda, when it comes to food, and when it comes to anything, they really like to use fear words. One of the fear words being chemicals, and they say, oh, this contains chemicals, and any smart person will go, everything is made of chemicals. Literally everything is a chemical. Everything. So you're telling me, just because it contains a chemical, not to mention when it goes, oh, contains a chemical that's also found in fiberglass, and it's like, well, so what? Well, I mean, you're gonna tell me that don't drink that because they use that into car engines, and it being water. Like it's just like it's just saying the word chemical is meaningless to me, because literally everything's a chemical. So when it comes to MSG, I mean, we're very adaptable. We're very adaptable human beings, and as long as you don't overdo anything, you're fine. I'm not saying, a little bit of heroin is fine. It's not,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but when it comes to like food stuff, I mean, as long as you don't overdo anything, you're good to go. Dessert's fine. Have some dessert, just don't eat a whole cheesecake in one sitting. Just don't do that. But yep, so that's my stance. But when it goes, I mean, I'm food quality, so I do have a certificate in food quality, and I can say for the most part, it's the scary thing would be more, is your food safe to eat biologically versus what's listed inside of it, because you can't go to a grocery store and buy poison. You can't. Well, poison that they say is food. You can't have,
Right.
it's too controlled. It's too controlled. But that doesn't mean to say that the food that you do buy, for instance, a good example is pre-cooked meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised when it comes to pre-cooked meatballs. While they have a standard that the meatballs have to be cooked thoroughly, um, the companies themselves try not to cook them. They try to go right to the line, right to the line, because the more grease that they can keep inside the meatball, the heavier it is, and so the more they can charge for it. So they really try to tote the line, meaning that there is quite the possibility that your meatballs are raw inside. So
Right.
make sure you cook them properly when it says pre-cooked.
That's the thing about those instant meatballs, like the frozen meatballs.
Cooked perfect. Yep,
It,
that's the brand for the most part.
it's like whenever I try to make a shortcut, or I try, like, if I want to have something fast, like let's say I want like a meatball sub, or I want to go in on putting some meatballs with my pasta a little bit. Like I'll do it every once in a while, but I got to tell you, I notice when I do it, like when I do it, it seems like afterwards, like if I go in too much on the meatballs, like my stomach kind of doesn't agree with my stomach, is what I'm trying to say, as opposed to like if I just make my own meatballs.
Right, right.
And I
Well,
don't know why that is, because it's not like
you know what I learned was cooked? that well, I mean, at least partially cooked, that I never thought in the history of the world was even partially cooked, was
Mhm.
bacon. Bacon is partially cooked. It's not cooked all
Mhm.
the way through, but the process of making bacon does include cooking the meat.
Right.
I never knew that. I thought that was just a cut of meat. I didn't know that they harden it.
Yeah, I saw that there was a short actually on Rifftrax that the girls did, and I
Yeah.
got I got to be honest. I Some of the shorts the girls do, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I hate to say this. I'm going to get people pissed off at me, but I'm going to say it anyway. They're just not as funny as when the guys do it, and I don't know if that's because my brain like hears the guys and that hears those original like Mike and the robots, and that's sort of like seared into my brain is
Uh,
that they were always on the show and the women often weren't on the show. Well, they were, but they were like side bits.
Pearl, yeah,
Yeah,
Pearl.
Pearl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there I mean Pearl, what's her name? Mary Jo Pelham or something like that is something
yeah.
that's their name. She is funny, but yes, when I watch Rifftrax, I watch it for, it's more of a nostalgia thing a lot of times. They're hilarious, but yeah, the Rifftrax Presents, which is the ones that contain the girls. Um, I try to steer away from them. I don't really watch them.
And the other thing is, and you and I are going to disagree on this. I do prefer Mike over good old Joel. Like I never really did care for Joe, even though he started the whole thing. Like I was a huger fan of Mike than I was Joel.
That's a conversation we shouldn't have. So this is
Uh-oh.
this is like saying, I mean, this is a Captain Kirk versus Picard type of thing, because
Mhm,
it's Joel is the original, right?
mhm.
But here's what happened is before it went to Comedy Central, Joel and the crew would spitball. They would literally just watch the video and make fun of it as they're watching it. But when they switched to Comedy Central, before they switched to Comedy Central, they decided to script it.
Mhm.
We were talking about that. So they decided
Oh
to
yeah.
actually write a script. And so they needed to hire somebody who could be a script writer. And that's where Mike came from. Is he was the head script writer for the show. And so all the jokes really did come from him for most of the MST3K that we know. Most of the jokes came from him. So the jokes were all the same. But when it comes to Joel, I mean, Joel was a whole different. I mean, he was a much different character. He's beloved in my heart because that's where Crow and Servo come from. Joel created
True.
them. So it's like it plays in, like, because if you watch the beginning part of or the intro to the Joel version of it, it says
Yeah.
that he couldn't pause the movie because he used those parts to create the robots, and
Right.
we never hear that afterwards, with Mike and stuff. They never make mention
That's
that that's
true.
why they can't pause the movie. So Crow and Tom Servo, they're creations of Joel. As far as comedy, I mean, it's also Joel is older, so all the references that Joel made were like early '90s references, while Mike was late '90s, so it's a lot more relevant to us now. It is. But as
True.
far as riff tracks now, like, because you have Joel has his own crew, Joel and TV's Frank, and the Mads, basically they have Cinematic
Yeah.
Titanic. They do Cinematic Titanic, and Mike and the two other guys, they do riff tracks, and I do prefer riff tracks.
Yeah.
I do.
But I'll tell you, wasn't there two different crows?
Yeah, there is. There's multiple. Yeah, there's multiple crows. Yeah, I mean, there was at least three of them, because you had the ones prior to the riff track guys, and then there's ones after the Rifftrax guys.
If I'm not mistaken, I think one of the bads, the doctor, what's his face,
The Mads.
the Mads, um, that guy, the doctor, shit, I can't think of his name right now.
Forrester,
I think-
Dr. Forrester.
Yeah, Dr. Forrester. Didn't he do the voice of I think it was either Crow, like one of the first Crows, or the first Tom Servos, I think. One of those.
Yeah, and so when the new guys came in, Bill, I'm trying to think of names. It was Bill and somebody else. But so when Dr. Forrester left and the girl, what's her name? Pearl came in.
Mhm.
Now Bobo and Brain Guy, you
Yeah.
familiar with them? That's the Rifftrax guys.
Oh, okay.
So that's when they came in. That's Tom Servo and Crow that we know. They come from the Pearl days.
I see.
And yeah, that's what they had. It's so funny to go back and watch them and go Bobo and Brain Guy are Tom Servo and Crow.
Yeah.
It took me a while to even connect that these were the same people. But that's like saying that's a good question. Is which is funnier, Crow or Tom Servo?
I don't know. I kind of like Tom Servo better.
It's a conversation we should be having. I mean, that show was so good. It was so good. It really was. And Rifftrax, what I like about Rifftrax is they still do the old shows. They still do the old things, but Rifftrax now does current movies as
Right.
well. And I have quite the collection. of their movies. I've watched their version of Avatar, which was hilarious. And I've watched The Wizard of Oz. They did The Wizard of Oz, which is an old movie, but it's more.
Yeah.
Everyone knows The Wizard of Oz. I'm trying to think if there was another one that I've watched.
They did the whole Star Wars.
Yeah, they did all the Harry Potters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll tell you, and they're only like what, $4. I recommend going and trying it. Rifftrax, very cool.
Very cool stuff. Well, hey, with that being said, I think we should give this room a final shout out. And since I did the first shout out, I'll hand it over to you to do the last one. What do you think?
Okay. All right, we got this. Let's see. We got I want to go backwards here. We got Follow Fire, who is going just. I think I got. Did you hear my cats in the background growling?
I did earlier. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's tiny kitties walking around, and my other cats don't like that whatsoever. Anyway, we got Follow Fire. We got Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
That's right, Michael Fontaine. And then, my goodness, Philo, you've been talking of a storm here.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then we have Hebrew. I see Hebrew. And I see Keith's dad. And oh my goodness, you're hired. I need you to come on my channel. All right, we got still scrolling. All right, there's Bear Lamb. I see Bear Lamb, and I see Rav Darius and Teresa Lynch in here. She came in. And I'm just gonna write these down from now on. Prelim Minimal. I like saying that name. And there you go.
There you have it. All right, all right, all right. I want to also mention our good lurkers that we have lurking each and every week in the Lurkers Lounge, and also a special shout out to Nicole Ackerman, who will be watching the show after it's all said and done. So there you go.
It will be said and done.
Yeah, not just said, but done also. You know.
Is AAA is Canadian? I thought that was Fat Albert. AAA. Is that
Hey, now, when he says "hey, hey, hey," then he's American. But if he says "AAA," then he's Canadian. Either that, or he's going to his latest meeting. You know. So, well, hey, I had a wonderful show. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed myself quite well.
No, I've been beating myself up this entire show. No, it was great. I enjoyed this. I had fun today.
Yeah, that was fun. Those two videos, and we're going to do more stuff like that, I think, in the future. And I think once we get our, like, since we've had our feet wet and stuff, we'll get better at it. Like, we'll just get better and better and better, and then before long, you know, it'll be the funniest shit that you've ever seen in your whole entire life.
I'll tell you, Hebrew. One of these days, what we're gonna do is even though you saw my little camera work with me as a silhouette down there
Yeah.
if we set up like what we're set up here and we put on our cameras, I can turn all of us into silhouettes.
that'd be cool.
So we
Yeah.
can all like pretend we're sitting in there together.
You know, I had a T-shirt. I think it was like 3 Christmases ago. My wife got me. It had those guys sitting out at the bottom. It's way faded now. You can't really even tell it's them anymore. They're silhouettes down there pointing up at the movie screen. Mystery Science Theater 3000. You know, so it was a pretty cool T-shirt. I don't know. But that would be cool, dude. I would love to do that someday.
I will say, File of Fire, we're gonna have to have a come to Jesus with your emotes that you come on. There was one with a deer and eyeballs that just looked like you're staring at tail, and then what is this droplet? What I think you're just being dirty in emotes.
Oh yeah, that looks like yeah. I won't say what that looks like, but yeah, it's definitely dirty. Yeah.
Why does that even exist?
Like, I mean, if it was silly wets, really?
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Oh,
find
man.
you. It was right up at the beginning. I know you did it. I gotta find it. Oh, you even did the oh no, that was Teresa Lynch. But I want to find the deer one you did. I mean, it was right there in the beginning. Oh no, it was after our break. That's right.
I don't even see those emojis.
Oh, you don't see them?
Well, no, I mean, I see when she puts them up there, but like, I don't even know. Like, are those custom?
Oh, you can't make them. Oh,
Right. Yeah.
Oh no, it looks like it's too late.
But I'll tell you, yeah, she comes up with the best emojis ever.
Yeah, they're crazy. You should go crazy with those emojis.
Very good at them. So yeah, that pretty much does it for Taco Tuesday. I mean, I had some stuff I was going to show on the Kyle Rittenhouse jewelry thing, but I think I'll share that on Shifty Sunday instead.
Okay.
I don't want, I don't think YouTube will do anything to me, but since it kind of gets into the subject of sort of like politics and shit, and you know how YouTube does with that, how they don't want us talking about it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I got some good stuff I saw on Hannity, and then not Hannity. What's that guy? Who's the guy? The young guy that, well, not young guy, but the guy that kind of looks like Bruce Wayne. I can't think of his name right now.
Not you're not talking about Tucker Carlson, are you?
Yeah, Tucker Carlson.
Uh-oh.
Well, he looks like a rundown Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne never comes to my mind when I look at
I
Tucker
don't-
Carlson.
I don't know. Yeah. Either that or like an 80s wrestler announcer. But anyway, yeah, I got some stuff on well, he's talking about it, and then I've got another one from the 5 where they're talking about it. And actually one of the girls on there, I can't think of her name, but she makes a really good point about the whole gun laws in Wisconsin and whatnot. So I just wanted to bring that up. But we'll bring all that up on Shifty Sunday, over on the Odyssey side. So
Okay.
and that's when I'll see you guys next. Keith's dad. Hope that you're hanging with us on the next Taco Tuesday if you can. If you can't, then that's cool. But at least for the love of Pete, I hope that we at least can get Saggy all straightened out. Hopefully, his internet will be back by then. Do you think so?
I'll pray for it.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna have to do is pray for his internet.
I mean, I did pray for his internet to go down so I could be on the show today, but so that worked. So next week I'll pray for, on Sunday when I won't be here, for him to be back up, so it'll be fine.
Cheese bullets, is that what happens after you eat a lot of cheese and then have to poop? Like you get cheese bullets?
I don't know what kind of cheese you're eating. That doesn't happen.
I don't know. Well, that's what Michael Fontaine. He just left a random comment in there. It said cheese bullets. Did somebody say something about cheese bullets? What's a cheese bullet?
No, he was talking about getting a coffee at Burger King where he was charged for a senior citizen coffee, which is cheaper, but he's only 45, and hey, if you can start your Social Security early, do it. Just take whatever you can. Very similar to my I got some free KFC the other day, so I was all happy about. I've been trying to get KFC for like 3 months, but they've been closed, and Ohio is very weird around here. But I pretty much gave up, and then I just happened upon a KFC, and they were closed. But they said, "Oh, well, we're just going to throw away our chicken. Here's a huge bucket of it." So I got a huge bucket of chicken for free.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I actually, speaking of KFC, I actually had some today.
Oh, did you?
No. Yeah, but I had to pay for mine though. I didn't get it out, the stuff they were throwing out. So
yeah, I mean, it was still KFC. It still tasted fantastic.
Yeah.
Do it. There you go. That's for you, Filefire. Do it.
I lost 20 pounds, went to the bathroom today. Bear Lamb says, well, that's good. Probably didn't feel too good after you got up from the toilet, but I mean, it is what it is. At least you're nice and cleaned out now, I suppose. Just saying, we went from food talk to toilet talk. That sounds all right.
We could talk about I'll tell you, I gotta talk about food. There was Bear Lamb says that he got KFC chicken for free for like 2 years. I got that with Dunkin' Donuts. Donuts, I got donuts for free for about 2 years. Back when I was a teenager and I hung out at the mall. Oh man, there's so many stories. But yeah, I was friends with the donut people, and they would throw their donuts away every night. And so every time I wanted donuts, I'd wait for them to close, and they'd hand me a big old garbage bag full of donuts.
I knew this one place, bakery. We used to have a bakery here in town, and when I was younger, like me and my friend used to walk up there And I think if you walked up there at a certain time, they were getting ready to throw away their goodies, and so we didn't get free donuts, but we got a free loaf of bread, and then we got free what are those things called? I guess it was donuts, like bear claws or whatever. So we got a free thing of bear claws and a free loaf of bread. And for an Italian boy, growing up where I grow up at, a free loaf of bread is nothing to sneeze at. You get those big loaf of breads, kind of like Italian hard rolls. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
I mean, you can live off of a week with that. I mean, no, seriously. I mean, you make, in my family, we had pasta dinners like almost every Sunday. So we take that loaf of bread and slice it up and butter it, put some fresh garlic on it, and put that bastard in the oven. And oh man, I'll tell you what, you talk about some good garlic bread. That makes some good garlic bread. Those loaves of like hard rolls. I'm serious.
And you've never made a rarebit with it?
I never made a ribbit with it. No. But I have, open face sandwiches. There's nothing wrong with those, and people do call them sandwiches. But I don't.
I'm not even sure if I use the term open face sandwiches because it brings to mind what we were just looking at. But I'm
Right.
not even sure if that would be considered a sandwich either. You're literally throwing gravy on bread. It's a cheese gravy on bread. An open face sandwich would still contain like some meat and some lettuce. I would say that there's still components more than just cheese gravy.
Well, they added tuna.
Oh, and tuna.
No. But we used to have what we called horseshoes. And those were kind of like open face sandwiches where you take like a patty melt and then you take and put like a cheddar cheese, kind of like the melted cheese like you saw in the video. You pour that on top, and then you take fries, and they would take their fries, which it was always home cut fries in the restaurants, but you'd get it mostly around Springfield or one of the most northern areas of Illinois, which I visited once or twice, but I don't want to ever go back there. But yeah, they called it a horseshoe, and it was more or less just like an open faced hamburger with fries on top of it. So yeah, pretty good stuff though.
Oh,
But
we got a pop in of Eduarda von Kuna.
shit on
Kuna.
shingle, yes. Actually, shit on the shingle I thought was toast with gravy on it. Wasn't that shit on the shingle? Like toast, like you take toast and you have like some people have like eggs and like sausage gravy poured on top. I thought that was shit on the shingle. But I guess I'm wrong. So depends on what state you're in. You know what I'm saying?
You guys are way too American for me. That was definitely an American named meal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Old people food, why I oughta. But yeah, so I'm gonna close out the show by saying I'd like to thank everyone for participating tonight, Taco Tuesday, especially Phil Fire, who did half the talking, almost all the talking, as a matter of fact. And we do appreciate the comments that you guys leave in the comment section down below there. And we hope to see you again next week on what we know the show to be Taco Tuesday. And that does it for me. Keith Stad, would you like to drop our audience with a final line of some sort? Keith's dad, are you there? Keith's dad, come in, please.
Oh, muted. Oh, you
Yeah.
must have been muted. Yeah. All right. One final thing. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye have belief in Keith's dad. There you go.
Hey, that was pretty good. Sam, hey Sam, I found out why you're dressed as a giant taco guy. Oh, why is that, Al? You were supposed to do The Taco Tuesday show. Now Ziggy says after you're done with the show, you can leap out of there. Oh, thank God. Thank God, Al. Oh, I get so tired of being this giant taco. I was so afraid like a giant fat guy would come over and try to eat me. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Sam. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching Taco Tuesday. You guys all have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Do. Man, I really went on a rant there, didn't I? Good night, everybody.
Good night.
That's the end of the show. We hope to see you all again next time for Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I said taco. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah. Boy, I wish I could do that leaping effect. That'd be cool.